This morning we're at the Blue Heron French Cheese Company. They make cheese here and they do tours. This little gift shop. A petting zoo. There's all these little critters. Some goats doing things. Some chickens down here. They came running when we walked up. They apparently thought we were going to feed them. There's some alpaca. Some donkeys back there. Look at this pretty chicken. She has yellow feathers all on her head. We used to have a chicken like this at summer camp at the YMCA. It didn't have yellow feathers, but it had a great big puff of feathers on her head. Her name was Henrietta. All kinds of birds around here. Some peafowl, peacock guarding the door. Little feathers are all kind of dragged raw on the cement. All the local cheeses. Here's their Blue Heron brie. So we got one of the regular bries there. So all these blue cheeses, different blue cheeses from Oregon. I love cheese. All the cute little truffles. Little chickens. Now we are at the Tillamook Cheese Factory, the creamery. The Tillamook Creamery. It's not open just yet, but we're seeing the trucks pull in over here full of milk. I guess they're gonna take all that milk over there and turn it into ice cream or cheese. Either way, it'll be delicious. So we're gonna go inside and see what we can learn about the making of cheese and ice cream and have some samples and some ice cream. Look at that. It started in 1854 and they built the very first ship in Oregon to carry the milk and cheese to Portland. And there's the very first cow. Sure, that's definitely it. 1894. That's when Peter McIntosh taught everybody here how to make cheese. And then in 1909, that's when they joined together the Tillamook County Creamery Association. A bunch of farmers got together to keep the quality high. And on down through the years, since the late 1800s till now, it's been Tillamook cheese. Tillamook bus. Part of the Tillamook road trip. They took these buses out across America to bring cheese to the people. Baby loaves. See, they took tiny little buses. Isn't that funny? Outside we saw the trucks arriving. Here's where the milk goes. It goes right into these vats, and it goes in through tubes that go in the bottom of the vat so that it doesn't froth up. There's a lot of vats in there. So this is the second step. It's the curds and whey. They're just cooking it in these vats. And there's a dude down there doing fancy scientific cheese making work. Apparently each one of these holds over 6,000 gallons of milk. There's quite a few of them in there. And then inside of there is some sort of a big blade thing that's turning and churning so that it's cutting up the whey, or the curds. It's about 10% curd in there and 90% whey. I'm gonna have to let this sign here tell you the next step because it's not running right now. But the Cheddar Master, some big machine that whey, or the See, the curds go into that, and they churn them up and spin them around and stretch them out, turn them into a big mat. That's the machine way in the back there. Back there. See, it says Cheddar Master, but it isn't running right now. Apparently all the curds and whey are still cooking in the vats. They're not ready to go in there. So they made this cheese by hand up until 1990, and they would have used one of these vats. And the cheesemakers would sit there and turn it by hand and turn it over and squish it and do all the things they do. And now they just use the machine. Back there is the salter, where they add the salt. And apparently the salt, of course it adds flavor too, but it does some other stuff that helps make the cheese work. These hundreds of pounds of salt a day. It's kind of a lot. It's scary. And then, boy howdy, it comes squirting out of a thing and it looks like cheese. See, this person here is wrapping it in plastic and it comes out of there in a great big block. Then it goes down this conveyor and into a cooler where it cools off quickly. It's a quick cooler. And then it goes into the warehouse for aging. And the warehouse is as big as a football field. And it holds a whole lot of cheese. I'm not sure what that machine right there is doing. Must be sealing the plastic. That's what it's doing. Sealing the plastic around the cheese. He's getting it ready. Then the sealer goes into the sealer and shazam, comes out the other side all sealed up. Here come big boxes of cheese. These are coming from the cold storage warehouse where they have aged for up to 5 years. And they put them here into the debagger, and anyway, here's great big chunks of cheese that come out. So we saw them going in. They looked like a kind of light yellow, curdy looking lumpy thing. Now they come out looking like cheese, and they go over here into the slicer dicer, get turned into blocks of cheese. There's the cutter, and you can see there they've got a bin full of extra slices and things that they chop off because they're trying to make them exact size. And all that stuff that goes into the bin gets turned into headed to the shredder. So when you're buying shredded cheese, that's what you're getting. And this lady is working at the check weigher scale, so she's pulling them off there and checking them for weight to make sure they're the exact right weight and size. And then she puts them on the conveyor. Over here where they get bagged up in the bagger. So they go into this machine here as the bare naked cheeses, and they come out in bags. Puts them into their bags in that machine. It says the inside of that machine, the bagger machine, a big puff of air blows the bag open, and then the cheese just rolls right into it. Just keeps going right down the conveyor. It doesn't even stop. You see that cheese has been put into its packages, but the packages are still loose. And they go here into the blue octopus, which vacuum seals them. And then they go through this heat shrink tunnel to make the package mold right to the cheese. And then that's when it goes over there to that quality control lady. Something must have been wrong with that one. She pulled it off and she's unwrapping it. Whole loaf of cheese back into a bucket. Now here's the final product. 5 pounds of cheese in a block. It's made it down here into the store. All different kinds of cheese. So many cheeses. There's the slices. Here's some of that shredded stuff that comes from the leftovers. All kinds of dairy products. And that's the visit to the Tillamook Cheese Factory. Down the road we go with our free sample.